So this video here, we are going to draw 3 circles given a radius of each, and we're going to have these circles just touch each other. Okay, so we're going to go with 3 circles. The first one having a radius of 1 inch, the second one having a radius of 1 1/4 inch, and the third one having a radius of a 1/2 inch. Okay, so A 1 inch, B 1 1/4 inch, C 1/2 inch. Now, I'm just going to bring in a sides piece of paper here just so we can discuss what's happening. So, when we construct this, what we basically have is I'm just going to draw the 1/2 inch circle right up top here. And forgive my freehand circles, they're not the greatest. Let's say this here has a radius of 1/2 inch. And then I want to draw a circle A that just touches it. So this is circle C. I'm going to draw a circle A that just touches it. Right? So there's circle A, and it's just touching circle C. And circle A has a radius of 1 inch. Right? I'm going to draw circle B, which has a radius of 1 1/4 inches. So again, forgive the cruelty of my circles here. But this has a radius of, I'm just going to draw it from here into the center. So circle B has a radius of 1 1/4 inches. Now, to basically successfully draw this, all I really have to do is connect all of these points, forming a triangle. And the side lengths of each of these triangles will be the sum of the 2 radii that the circles touch. So these 2 I want to touch here, which means AC will be a total length of 1 inch and 1/2 inch, which is 1 1/2 inches. And then I have AB over here, which is going to be a 1 inch radius plus a 1 1/4 inch radius, which equals 2 1/4 inches. And then I have CB over here, which will be a 1/2 inch radius plus the 1 1/4 inch radius for B, which means I have CB equaling 1 3/4 inches. And that's how I'm going to draw this. So to start here, we're going to draw AB. And if I add those 2 radii together, I get 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to grab my ruler here and set up right about here. This should work. So I'm going to draw 2 1/4. So here I'm going to go from 5 to 7 1/4. And again, the only reason for this is because my ruler hits things on the side. So here I have AB, which is the combined radius of A and B, circle A and circle B. So 1 inch and 1 1/4. Add that together gives me 2 1/4, which is the length of this line. Now I want to draw in and find point C. Well, C has 2 points, or 2 things we got to calculate. So I know C in the triangle from the picture I've drawn is going to be somewhere up here. So what I need to do right now is I'm going to go from A first. I have a radius of 1 inch and I have a radius of 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to set my compass up to 1 1/2 inches, which is the radius of both A and C combined. So I'm on 4 here. I'm going to set up to 5 1/2, which gives me 1 1/2 inches. So then from A, I set my compass point right on A, and I draw an arc. Then I'm going to connect B up to C to get my final point there. So B and C is 1 1/4 and 1/2 inch, so that becomes 1 3/4. So now I just have to take my compass. I'm going to start on 4 again, just because it's easy for me in my ruler. And then I set my radius up to 1 3/4, which is the sum of the radii of circle B and C. Okay, 1 1/4 plus 1/2, which is 1 3/4. So now that I have 1 3/4, I'm going to set my compass point on B and scribe an arc that connects there. And that gives me point C. Right? And now these will all be the center of my circles. Now just for visual here, I'm going to draw in the triangle. just so we can see how it's just these three triangles connecting, or these three sides connecting, forming a triangle, which would just be the sum of the radii for each side. So now I can draw in the actual circles. So I'm going to draw each one in a different color here just so we see it. And we have circle A, which has a radius of 1 inch. So I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to set my radius up to 1 inch. All right, so I'm going from 4 to 5 there, which gives me 1 inch. Then I set my compass on point A, and I can draw that circle. Then I can set my compass up to the next circle radius, which let's do B, which is 1 1/4. So here I'm going to go from 4 up to 5 1/4, which is 1 1/4 inches. And now when I set up to B, you should instantly see that it lines up and just touches the outside of that circle, which it does. Well, it's a little close, right? Excuse me, it's just touching that circle. I'm actually a little small. Should double check my number here. Yeah, I am a little small, right? That was my mistake. If it's not set accurately, it won't be accurate. Right, so it should be just a touch bigger. This is going to look like a thicker line here, but right, that's okay. My compass slipped a bit there too. Okay, so A and B are just touching right here. Again, it's because the radius of A is 1 inch and the radius of B is 1 1/4 inches that's going to work. But now we have the last one here, and you can kind of visually see it, that the radius here and here is the same, or at least looks like it's the same, and that is a 1/2 inch each because of the way we set this up and sum those circle radii together. So now all I have to do is set my compass up to 1/2 inch, which is the radius of the last one. So I'm just going to hold it on 3 there. Bring this down. Move my ruler. So bring that down to 1/2 inch. Sorry, I gotta change colors. Just double check. Make sure that's a 1/2 inch. Okay, we're good there. Then I'm gonna set this on point C, which is right there, and I'm just touching that circle and just touching that circle. So now when I draw in this radius, my compass slipped a bit there as well, but you can see these circles are just touching as well. And that's how we successfully draw 3 circles to just touch each other. It's just by combining the radius of the circles and drawing a triangle.